a abrupt emergency. We are wrestling.
Been a fan of AEW since day one.
Wrestling Extras.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with.
What's going on? Good morning to the We Are Wrestling Maniacs worldwide. It is early as fuck, but we got an incredible extra and really excited to talk to you guys about it today. But before we get into that, Don, take it away, my dude.
Man, we could not wait for the next episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast to talk about this because TNA Wrestling is back. Ben and I were going to give our thoughts on everything we heard from last night. We both watched, the whole, revealing of TNA Wrestling. And, of course, we got a press release from Impact as well, and some news from PW Insider. We're going to be covering it all in this special extra. But before we dive into all that good stuff, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're listening to the podcast, give us a 5-star review. Not just any 5-star review, but a best one review, and download the episode. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications, videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know, the grind is real.
Yeah, boy. That's been a while since I've been here
Ben,
for an extra.
Before
What's
we
up?
give our thoughts on TNA stuff.
What up?
This morning, did you say your prayers? Did you eat your vitamins?
No, dude, I'm hungry as fuck. No, dude, I'm hungry as fuck. I mean, I had some tea this morning, so my breakfast is compared to everybody else. It's like, like that episode of SpongeBob where you had a bowl of nails this morning without any milk. So basically my breakfast is basically a cup of tea or like a cup of coffee and a cigarette, which is honestly fucking awful, but it's the breakfast of champions back in the 1950s, but that's just kind of how it's been. But so no, I haven't had any of my vitamins yet. I guess you could say vitamin N for nicotine.
Vitamin N for nicotine.
I guess so. That's the best way to put it, man.
Oh, man. So we found out that TNA Wrestling will be returning January 13th for Impact. Well, not Impact anymore.
TNA Hard to Kill.
Hard to Kill.
Let's
so, Ben,
go.
What's your thoughts on, Impact Wrestling finally going back to its original route, TNA Wrestling?
So, obviously, those are two completely different entities. You had fucking legends in TNA at the time. You had like Sting, Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, multiple others, Abyss, just multiple others. And TNA is where, Jeff Hardy again, like there's Jeff Jarrett, there's so much that went into TNA, and there's so many legendary moments that came out of it, including, the exclusivity of this, the 6-sided ring. I hope that comes back as well. Like, I hope the first episode for Hard to Kill, like, I'm assuming that's a pay-per-view. I'm really hoping that we get that almost same old school layout again. Like, we get the 6-sided ring, we get the old school fucking entrance ramps. Like, I hope they go super old school again for Hard to Kill. Like, I want to get those nostalgia vibes again, bro. Like, I'm so fucking excited for this because now they might not only be taken even more seriously, but hopefully the only thing they're really missing now is a solid TV deal.
And this is what I really like about this, because everybody knows what TNA Wrestling is. On the podcast, you can definitely vouch for me. Mm-hmm. I always get mixed up, calling it TNA Wrestling over Impact Wrestling. Mm-hmm. Anytime we have to cover news.
That's the only time where it matters.
And I'm so happy they're doing this. And it's smart because you're going to get more eyes on the product. And I've been saying this for a while. I've been vouching for, Impact Wrestling the past couple years during this rebuild. And I know, you don't watch, Impact Wrestling.
I could, but I don't. I have Access TV, which is crazy.
You see here, a lot of people don't. And I still pay attention to like the highlights and stuff. And I've been, hearing nothing but positive things during this rebuild. But a lot of eyes just aren't on the product. And now bringing it back as TNA Wrestling, going back down the route where, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
I gotta
So happy
say,
with this rebuild. Scott D'Amore and the entire, TNA wrestling team have absolutely fucking killed it with this
dude,
rebuild so far.
I gotta say too, like I'm really excited for what we got for the for the announcement. Like the video was spectacular. It felt old school, bringing a case, a really fucking dope ass case, and all of their main stars around the circle talking about the future and that they're going to be owning it. And then the only way to do that is by going back where it all started. And where it all started, the moment they opened that briefcase, you saw flashes of the past and what made TNA so fucking great. You saw Kurt Angle, Sting, AJ Styles in that shit. I was just like, dude, huh, my fucking glory days are back, bro. This is back when TNA was the contender to WWE, back when TNA was the AEW before AEW. Like, I am so fucking hyped for it. And honestly, depending on the day, I have Access TV. So Homeboy might do a watch along for We Are Wrestling to that fucking show.
And
I
I'm gonna
have
fucking
Access
come over to
TV.
your house.
That's what I'm saying. So again, depending
I
on
don't
the
have
day,
access to Access
yeah,
TV.
dude, I'm saying, depending on the day it is, you are more than welcome to come here and we'll watch fucking Hard to Kill and we'll stream it for We Are Wrestling. I'm down.
Hell yeah.
Because
man.
I have Access TV, bro. It's in my
But
Roku
this
TV.
is just absolutely awesome because, like I said, man, I've always been an outsider when it comes to professional wrestling.
You
like
love
during,
TNA.
Impact or TNA now. I'm gonna stop freaking calling it Impact.
Yeah, you might as well.
2006 to 2009. I got more excited watching TNA Thursday Night Impact over Raw and SmackDown around that time.
Damn,
And
those are
that's
some
the
strong
thing.
storylines, so I'm kind of surprised. Wow.
But that's
TNA
the
must have had some
but-
shit going on.
Well, here's the reason, man. The way the show was, constructed, it was different at the time.
Okay.
It was on Spike TV. You had the six-sided ring, Ultimate X. You had even a pay-per-view, Lockdown, the six-sided, steel cage, bro. And it would be like the whole entire show. Like just the way TNA was, it was so unique.
They
And for
operated
me, I'm a very
on
unique
another
person
level.
myself. So like, what TNA was doing, it really, as a kid made me go, oh my God, this is so fucking cool.
Dude, a lot of people can say it or not, but TNA back in the day between 05 and 09, man, they were built different, man. Like they just, like even for example, that steel cage you were talking about, Jeff made his debut in TNA and climbed on top of that shit at the end of the show, right? Like that's when he first came back, went to TNA or something like that.
That was his second
run.
stint in TNA, but that was
okay.
what the hell was that match? It was like a bird cage.
Either or, it was
Yeah,
sick
the
as
climb.
fuck. Either or, it was sick.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But they were so different, and like the stars and the stories, it just everybody that was on that roster, dude, brilliant. And I
and
feel
the
like
established stars that they created were larger than life.
fucking
too.
Samoa Joe, fucking AJ
Abyss.
Styles, Abyss, fucking even having Jeff Jarrett on that show was
Christopher Daniels, man.
great. Dude, TNA Kurt Angle, which for obvious reasons was built different. Like you remember his fucking little front flip off the fucking ramp, knock someone down, landing on his feet, just being like, I was like, yeah.
And then, dude, the friggin' backflips, the moonsaults he did off the top of the cages.
That's
too.
what I'm fucking saying. TNA had some insane fucking moments, man. Like I'm so excited. Like I'm
and now,
hoping
like,
we
it's
get.
not gonna be weird on Impact TV
Dude.
when they go TNA. Like,
Dude.
when something crazy happens.
I hope that we get the return of like certain pay-per-views again, like Victory Road, dude. Like I would.
Oh, they've had those back for the last couple
they're back?
years.
Oh well, dude, I haven't watched TNA, so everybody's gonna know how much of a jackass I am. But like, I really want to see the return of pay-per-views.
But
I
you
want to see the
this
return of
is
matches.
why this is great news, because now that like they're announcing that TNA Wrestling we're back, it has your attention. It has a lot of people that grew up watching Thursday Night Impact's attention. And now I think this is exactly what they need to get more eyes on the product, because they are putting on very good, consistent shows. They're pay-per-views that they're having like every month.
I gotta ask you
Nothing
something.
but positive things, man.
I gotta ask you something. Do you
I have an
think
answer.
now? Do you think now? And I think it's a little bit more possible on one side than the other.
Mhm.
Do you think that come the new year, once TNA comes back and everything, and then throughout like the year and everything, do you think that we might see some little surprise one-offs from old TNA superstars coming by for a fucking match or two? Do you think that TKO and Tony Khan would allow their superstars to at least show up, even if it's on the screen or in a match or in like a segment or something, just to kind of help promote the TNA name again. You know, I would love to see Samoa Joe go back for a match. Like, I would love to see him fucking go
So
nuts, bro.
here's the
Like,
thing. I think now that TNA wrestling is back, competition, man, is going to
oh,
get
it's
very hot.
skyrocketing. Oh, dude,
Because you
yeah.
have to think about it. NWA now, we just covered this on, the latest episode of the We
Yeah.
Are Wrestling podcast, which if you guys haven't listened to that yet, highly recommend it. They just
That's a
got
good
a
one.
2-year deal with the CW. So now they're on an actual network. So more eyes are going to be on that. And now that they're announcing that TNA Wrestling is back, more people are going to find a way to watch it. So in my opinion, I think there's going to be times where they're going to get cameos and stuff because out of all the promotions in, the United States, TNA Wrestling Impact,
Mm-hmm.
they, have the most, forbidden door, opportunities.
Hell yeah, they do.
So,
Hell
like,
yeah.
I think that, like, we're still going to be getting cameos and stuff like that, but matches, I really don't know. I think WWE right now and TKO, they're going to, especially now that TKO, purchased WWE, they're only going to be focusing on WWE. There's going to be no forbidden doors
Man, I
for a long
think
time. And then I think AEW,
AEW would
they're
probably be
so
more open.
fucking far up fucking Ring of Honor's ass and New Japan that they're not going to do anything with Impact.
I feel like if there's more of a chance for anybody to allow it, it would be AEW.
It would be AEW,
It would be
of
AEW,
course.
100%, because they had a partnership for a little while there.
I don't know,
right?
man. I think Tony Khan, like, pretty soon, dude, if, TNA gets more attention, he's going to get threatened.
And then he's gonna start fucking going off about a nobody that nobody fucking sees because they're on Access TV. I'm like, yeah, Tony, you're winning the war because nobody's watching them. At this point, you're basically fighting a fucking wall. Like, at this point, you're just throwing fists in the sky. Like,
This is why I love this move, man. And
dude,
you can tell with this rebuild right now, this is what they want. They want attention because then they're going to be able to get a better television deal.
Dude, that, and I feel like the viewership for
They
fucking
have the
Hard to Kill.
roster,
Dude,
they
the
have,
viewership,
the production,
dude,
they have it all.
The viewership for Hard to Kill is going to be fucking insane. They're going to skyrocket for that pay-per-view. I'm telling you that right now.
I'm going to watch it.
Well, yeah, you're coming over.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're coming over. This is the only place you can watch it, motherfucker.
So
I could be watching it right now.
So now, some of the news that actually did come out so far that we've gotten, because of course, things can change. So apparently, they wanted to do this for a very long time. I guess, like Slammiversary, they were going to make the announcement about TNA Wrestling. But then, they decided, let's wait for Bound for Glory. And, started off in the new year. And they already have all the titles, the new ones designed, ready to go, which, is a great move. Okay. And unfortunately, as of right now, things could change, remember. The six-sided ring is not coming back so far. And a lot of it has to do with the, six-sided ring being a little bit harder to work in, and it does take more of a toll on your body than, the typical.
So don't be on the fucking roster if you can't do it. I'm sorry, but don't be on the fucking roster. Don't be on the fucking roster if you can't do it. You're a part of there. If you're only going there because they're the only company that will take you, that is your problem. That is where the problem lies. Like, if you want to be there to be different, you want to be there to stand out, you want to be there to hopefully help catapult this company, that is how you should be going in with a mindset as a superstar. How can I move this company forward? What impact, no pun intended, can I make that can really help catapult this brand and make it seen, make people want to watch our product? And that is where it lies. If you're here because like, oh, I don't want to work on a six-sided ring, fuck you. That's what TNA was made for. So it's like, if you don't want to be there for a six-sided ring, don't fucking be there. But don't ruin it for the rest of us.
And I'm going to say this right now, too. I can 150%, back you, because literally every comment on, this Impact, announcing that it's TNA Wrestling, everybody's saying, bring back the six-sided ring, bring back the six-sided ring. Yes. And guess what? I'm a part of that because we're fans of this, and it's unfortunate that, the wrestlers don't like it. It's harder to work in. It takes more of a toll on your body. It's unfortunate, but guess what? TNA Wrestling, that was, something that made it what it is today, man.
It's where it had some of the best moments.
Exactly. All the best moments. And it made it stand out. And that's why, a lot of, that's why TNA got so much viewership during, its glory days.
It was fucking
because
different.
it was so different. Because WWE and every other wrestling promotion, you had the typical 4-sided ring. So then Jeff Jarrett, had a brilliant idea, let's make it stand out. The 6-sided ring. It was great for marketing for, the Impact video game. Who's not going to want to wrestle in a 6-sided ring? Also, the toys. When I was a kid, man, and they announced, the friggin' TNA 6-sided like toy ring playset, I wanted that shit because it was different.
Dude, it almost stands on the same vein. You remember that very small promotion that was actually it didn't last very long, unfortunately, but I loved it because it was fucking different. I think every fucking
WSX,
match.
I'm assuming.
Yep, Wrestling Society X. That's exactly what I was talking about. Yep. That was phenomenal, dude. I loved it because every match was almost like a hardcore match. Like there was like no fucking rules or something like that. Like you could just fucking go. And I was like, dude, this is where it's different. Make something that makes you stand out from the rest.
Yep,
and the 6-sided ring for TNA was it.
Here's the best example that I can give.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, die-hard pro wrestling fans, those are the ones that loved TNA, like us. And here's the best example.
That's how I found AJ Styles.
TNA wrestling not having the 6-sided ring is like ECW not having weapons.
So basically ECW Light from 2010?
What it is today.
So ECW Light from 2008, basically?
Basically, exactly, yes.
Yeah, man. It just to not have the ring is kind of fucking remedial. And I feel like it's a bad move. I feel like if you're going to go back to where it started, bring back the fucking ring.
Bring back the ring, 100%. And if the talent don't like it, then there's a bunch of other wrestling promotions all over the world that you could wrestle for.
Dude.
Because I know there's a lot of people that would, take the opportunity to wrestle in that 6-sided ring.
Dog, we are going to mark the fuck out if they're like, yeah, it's not coming back. Hard to Kill fucking premieres. And it's right there. I would lose my shit right there. I'd be like, all right, just call the cops now. Have them wait outside. Have them wait outside. I'm going to walk in and just be like, here you go. I know I was screaming. Here you go.
Yeah, honestly, man, like they should, bring back the 6-sided ring. I'm in like total agree with you 100%.
All I'm going to say is TNA is the reason why I found Abyss, why I found Samoa Joe, why I found AJ Styles, why I got reminded who Jeff Jarrett was, why I got to see Kurt Angle be a completely different fucking person from who he was in WWE and seeing him actually fly around a lot more. Seeing, even the mistakes, like even the hard moments to watch, like fucking Victory Road, it was as real as it got, and TNA had a lot more real moments around that time. And I loved it because it was super fucking authentic. And again, dude, I'm really fucking excited about this move.
And that's the thing. Like, I never understood why they made the transition to start. Like, it was perfect.
Start,
Thursday Night Impact. That's a perfect name for, a regular television show, but not like a whole company name. Like, I never understood why they, went down that route. And a lot of it, I think, had to do with Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. That whole signing. That's what fucking really fucked, TNA wrestling, man, which normally, when you get big news like that, I remember, being a kid and they announced, with Dixie announced Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. This was going to be a game changer. This is going to really change the business.
I liked Bischoff's TNA.
I did for the first couple of years, but then after that, it just
it was shortly after Victory Road.
But them being there, it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's the part that, I got to give, credit where it's due to Scott D'Amore, man, because for, so many years, we thought that Impact Wrestling was going to die. And Scott D'Amore, rebuild this company from the ground up. Solid rosters. They're putting on great, consistent shows. Just not a lot of eyes are on the product because they're on Access TV.
Access TV is for fucking music and concerts.
But I think
nobody
also
watches wrestling there.
It's because, they're called Impact Wrestling. And a lot of people loved TNA Wrestling. And me, I love TNA Wrestling. And honestly, I'm definitely going to be, we got to watch Hard to Kill. And if I enjoy Hard to Kill, I'm probably going to, add, TNA Thursday Night Impact to my schedule. 100%.
Hell yeah, brother.
I've been waiting for the right time to do this. And if there's a time to, get back into TNA wrestling, it's right now.
Yes, sir.
So is there any, final thoughts that you have on this whole, move?
All I can say, if you're gonna do it right. And so far, so good. We have that old school TNA attitude, especially with that promo we got announcing TNA. Really excited about it, and like I said,
I love
just
too
do it
how
right.
they had all the originals and stuff in there
Yeah,
too, which I
that's
really
like I said,
liked.
and that was a first great step. And like I said, all I have to say left is just make sure you do it right. Take your time, let it cook, and make sure you're making the right moves. That's it.
Absolutely. And congratulations, to all the guys, all the girls, and the production and, the TNA wrestling crew on this big announcement. I think that
Huge,
this was a brilliant fucking move. And
huge.
honestly, I can't wait for January 13th when, Impact Wrestling is dead and TNA Wrestling fucking returns.
See,
We're
we're
back.
different. We're not the same. You're waiting for that shit to happen. I'm waiting to see what Tony Khan's gonna be blowing up next on fucking Twitter.
Oh boy. Oh
What
man,
does
the
Tony Khan
toxicity,
think? Let's
man.
go.
The toxicity. But guys, let us know in the comment section below your thoughts on, this incredible news that we
Huge.
got last night after Bound for Glory. We're very excited about this, and now hashtag bring back the six-sided ring. We need to get that trending, boys,
Hell
on
yeah.
freaking Twitter.
Total
X, whatever you
nonstop,
wanna call it.
total nonstop action wrestling. Let's fucking
Grab
get
your
it, y'all.
phones, and friggin' blow TNA Wrestling up, and let's get that friggin' six-sided ring back. It
Let's get
needs
it.
to come back to complete this. But if you guys, enjoyed this extra this morning, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. If you're listening to the podcast, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow Ben and I over on our social medias and other YouTube pages. Ben's doing music reactions. I'm doing toy videos. All the links down below. And of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.